it's really interesting to me how all the matches that has happened so far has been an Asian team and a European team.
Yeah, definitely. So far, at least. We are getting one in the background, though. That's going to be two South American teams versing each other there.
Yeah,
but on stream, for sure, Indonesia here against Italy. And this one, it's going to be, I think, Seed 9 versus Seed 24. So Indonesia coming with the upper hand in terms of seeding.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm pretty sure we did mention this, but whoever is gonna win this will be facing Thailand, and whoever's losing this is gonna be facing Sweden. So basically, it was decided already just in the previous match who the possible opponents are.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna see how these two teams play, because we haven't seen a huge amount of them. Now we're getting to the point where Italy is pretty good. Like, I was looking at both of these teams' qualifier scores. Italy's qualifier scores are just really solid, like just across the board. So I guess it really comes down to, between these two teams, it's going to come down to more of like, how well can they get good accuracy on these slightly easier maps than we saw in qualifiers. And I think Indonesia, as the rolls come in, I think Indonesia just lost the roll, barely.
Wait, I'm pretty sure I saw Kira's roll of 53. Or
yeah, Kira's roll earlier. I'm trying to remember what Kira's roll.
Okay,
yeah, 53.
What's with the close rolls? Wasn't it like a 1-point difference in Sweden and Japan?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, we got a 1-point difference earlier in the first match. Now we've got a 2-point difference.
Man, why are people avoiding SV2? I think that has been 100% ban rate, I think, so far.
Yeah, it's kind of understandable, because SV is typically one of them that a lot of teams are going to ban, just because of how unpredictable it is. It takes a long time to learn, that kind of thing. And out of these two SV maps, Gypsophila is definitely the one where I would think most people would be less comfortable with. A lot of slow jam, a lot of timing that requires memorization, very, very easy to get 200. So it kind of makes sense that it's been banned a lot so far. Italy is going to be banning Axaria. So actually, Italy going to be banning out the LNs, interestingly. Indonesia is actually, both of these teams, really, they're quite well-rounded, all things considered overall. But maybe Italy, in the Axe side of things, maybe just not that comfortable with getting good accuracy on those release-type LN maps.
I'm not surprised with Italy banning LN against Indonesia. The thing with a team like Indonesia is, yes, their Rice is really powerful. I'd argue that's their strongest skill set, along with hybrids, but their LNs are no joke either.
Yeah, absolutely. Indonesia was scoring consistently high across all the stages. Or the one stage that Indonesia really did like extremely well with was stage 8, where they got 3rd, I think. But that said, this stage we're not seeing maps quite as hard as stage 8 currently. So that stage 8 performance shouldn't necessarily come into full effect here in this match. And Italy are actually going to go with Cutter. We are going to see one of the Tech Rice maps being picked right out the gates from Italy.
Well, that's an interesting choice. I do think Rice is the way to go. I'm just not sure if this is the pick to start off with. Indonesia is pretty good at technical patterns. I would say Rei is Indonesia's, or at least one of Indonesia's most physical players, along with Albert. Adiza is another one of those really good players, and currently I'm just wondering what Italy has in mind. Maybe they're hoping for Indonesia to choke on some of the mini jacks.
Yeah, that definitely could be the case. It is actually pretty easy to choke. Some of these jacks in this map are like 3 notes long. Can definitely trip you up if you're not paying attention. Looks like Retro EX, I believe, is an Indonesian player. Is going to be the 3rd player for Indonesia here.
Well, yep, and certainly not Italy's 3rd player. Okay, I think I'm expecting Kira's. Oh, Best Pass actually. All right, that's also a not surprising choice.
Yeah, Pixie, Best Fast, Sim Zero. The 3 of these players I think we saw on quite a few of the Rice maps for qualifiers, so it makes a lot of sense that they'll make a return here for one of these Rice maps.
So here we go. And I think we're just waiting for everyone to get ready, and that will be the first map. It's gonna be Qatar. So far, we have yet to see a point from the blue team, or in other words, the lower seeded team. But I think this match is potentially one of those that we could actually see one.
Yeah, it definitely could happen. We'll have to see exactly how close they are in terms of the accuracy, because the accuracy has decided quite a lot of these maps so far in the tournament.
Alright, so there was actually, I think there was a match that just happened that actually did not ban SV2. And that would be Peru versus Argentina, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, those are some interesting bans. Wow. Peru banning Asymmetry and Argentina banning Q-Shell, which is one of the hybrid picks. So all the LNs up, all the SVs up for that match. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But for now, first pick here, Italy's first pick. We're going to see how these two teams fare with the technical rice picks.
Go. I mean, really, not only are mini-jacks the concern here, but some of the roles can be difficult to act too.
Best Fast getting off to a little bit of a shaky start at the beginning there, but should have plenty of time to catch up in the accuracy. Looks like across the board, it's going to be a bit of an advantage for Indonesia, because Ray and Adiza right now all in some exceptionally strong... Oh, actually, Adiza drops accuracy quite a bit there. A few 200s on the burst.
Honestly, the difference is Ray at this point, 99.93. That's really what's causing Indonesia to have such a lead as it is right now, but Best Pass is going to drop. That's the first one in the whole match.
Yeah, first drop there from Italy, and that's not going to help them very much. It is, as you said, actually, 5 of these players have very, very similar accuracies. Best Fast lagging a little bit behind, in part due to that miss just before. But it is Ray, as you said before, exceptionally high, 99.93, way above the other 5 players of the lobby.
Honestly, if you were to look at the average accuracies, Pixie and Schemo would actually be beating Retrorex and Adiza. But Ray is the difference against Best Pass here.
They'll have a third of the map left to go, but Italy definitely relying on Indonesia to find a miss at some point if they want to come back in their own pick here.
Well, this is going to be a break point for Indonesia, and right now, I don't think any changes are going to happen. Even if Best Pass were to be holding that FC, I don't think this would change anything. Because Indonesia... Yeah, Ray is really just carrying the load that Indonesia badly needs, and wow, what a way for the first pick.
Yeah, and you can certainly see, like, Sim0 and Pixie basically exactly tying Retro EX and Adiza right here. Like, these are identical scores pretty much. But it is just that difference, Ray towering over everyone else, 8,300 double S here. 997k, and with an unfortunate miss from Belfast, Best Fast, that is.
Well, it is unfortunate, but you gotta keep up. At least you could think that, okay, our team is capable of probably contesting some points against Indonesia. If I were Italy, that would be the mindset I would have right now, and honestly, that's a good way to start.
Yeah, it is up to Indonesia now to decide what to pick. As you said, Indonesia is actually quite strong as a Rice team, so if they feel really comfortable with the Rice, they might keep at it. There is a lot of LNs, 2 LNs left, 2 of the hybrids as well. I don't think Indonesia are going to be touching the SV. I think Italy is probably going to be the one to risk it if they do need to later on in the match.
Okay, so far, Italy is... I mean, it's just a 1-0, but Italy being at a disadvantage this early on is not a good sign.
Well, we're going to stick with the Rice. Ikanai borderline here is going to be the pick from Indonesia.
Ikanai borderline. You know, Ikanai borderline seems to be a very popular pick among these teams so far.
Yeah, it's definitely one that we're seeing quite often come up. As I guess the more consistent snapping makes it a little bit easier for, or a little bit more comfortable, I would say, for teams to try and get good accuracy on. Not quite as comfortable as Guy runs, but still up there relative to the other maps.
Oh, alright, we're just waiting for the referee, I think, to give the signal.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a connection issue, I think, right now with the ref. They should be back very quickly, though.
Yeah, this is no biggie. This is no biggie at all. It's just Bancho sometimes can be a little bit. I don't know what's the right word, but it can be tricky sometimes.
And here we go. We're back in it.
You know, speaking of this song, can I just say, like, this song has been ringing in my head already after listening to this essentially for like 2 times.
It's catchy. It's a good song. Although it is pitched up quite high with the 1.15 rate.
Though, I'm not sure what to feel about this pick. I do think that, yes, they did win the Rice pick, but this is a totally different pick if you're to compare it to something like Qatar.
Yeah, I think, you know, if we see Italy not make the same kind of miss that we saw before, then this could definitely be really close in terms of the accuracy. They definitely have the players to be able to catch up. We're seeing Kiraz being switched in here for Italy as well. Same 3 players for Indonesia.
I do think Kiraz is capable enough to play picks like this, so I think that was the right switch to do. Though Indonesia will have the accuracy advantage in general, I believe. Though they have to be very careful because Italy is no joke when it comes to Rice maps.
Oh, we're seeing it right here, right out of the gates. These are some really, really high accuracies across the whole board. The lowest accuracy is 99.85. Well, but Kiraz drops a 200 there. Nothing too major, though.
Retrox and Ray are doing really good, and so is Pixie. I did not notice that. Italy is holding a fort of their own in a pick like this, which forces Indonesia to practically make 0 mistakes if they want to win.
Yeah, this is looking quite close. Kiraz dropping a little bit more in accuracy, though, down to 99.73. That's going to widen a gap a little bit. Ray still holding on to this 99.96. That's incredible.
These anchors can really be risky if you're not careful, and I think it's not even damaging that much. Kiraz may have dropped a little bit of act, but that's about it. Indonesia as a team doing amazing. Italy also doing amazing, honestly.
Yeah, Pixie 99.88, Sim0 99.84 now. They're basically keeping up with the whole Indonesian team. Kiraz is a little bit behind, but it's not even by that much, 99.7.
Alright.
It's just the slightly better pairwise accuracies from the Indonesian team.
It does seem like we're gonna be seeing a 6-way FC. Very impressive. I think that's a full 990 for everyone. Wow! What is that team score?
299. This is a tripled SS. Two players on Indonesia.
No! 5-way D1 double S! 5-way D1 double S!
Oh, it's just Kiraz with the 200s.
Even then, that 200 run is actually really good.
It is really good, yeah. 990k from Kiraz is really strong, and that's, I mean, it's crazy to say that's the worst score in the lobby.
These 2 teams are absolutely killing it. Holy cow.
Yeah, and no one's slipping up. Indonesia just wins based off those slight advantages, and it's going to be 2-0 up for Indonesia now. Italy are going to need to find a way in. Although, like, looking at those past two maps, I would say, like, Ikenai Borderline might have actually been one of the picks that Italy was going to go for.
Well, we'll see. We'll see who. Well, we'll see what Italy is going to pick next. I think if I were Italy, maybe I could try one of the SVs.
SV is still up. That's true. We still have Firestarter. Indonesia and Italy's Stage 1 scores, that is, were pretty close, actually. Indonesia had the better Stage 1 score by 7,000, not even 7,000 points. But it's rough. It's hard to pick it as Italy because you really have no idea how good Indonesia would be on this.
So we're just waiting for Italy to pick right now.
Yeah, but LN density. We're going to LNs.
I'm not sure what I feel about this pick actually.
Only guessed. Interesting pick after banning X area as well. As we know, Indonesia very good at LNs. Italy also was pretty solid at LNs as well. So I can't really see where this one is going to go, really. I think we're going to get a few roster changes as well, now that we're moving away from those Rice picks.
I think we could be seeing players like, let me see actually. Maybe Guiolania. You could be seeing them for LNs in Italy instead of Simo, but Simo could also do the LNs if they're confident on those. But we'll see. As for Indonesia, I'm expecting Onta Bekasi.
Yep. One of the really strong LN players from Indonesia coming in. But it looks like we're sticking with these 6 players, so Italy not changing their roster here for now. Yep, all players just running up. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see whether Italy can keep up with the LN accuracy of Indonesia. Oh, and here we go.
I think it's gonna be the same lineup, as you said. Here we go. Alma guessed. Okay, well, there's a little bit of a rocky start for Onta Bekasi, but that's not gonna matter too much as it is just a start, and that will not really determine the whole match.
Yeah, pretty even starts for both teams overall. Sim0 drops down a little bit, but still 99.7 is good accuracy.
Oh, but as it said, that Simo unfortunately is gonna drop. I believe that's the second one in the match. It's crazy how there's only been 2 breaks so far.
Yeah, because these maps are starting off really hard, but unfortunately that one miss is going to put Italy at a bit of a deficit here. Indonesia going to start pulling ahead in the scores. Onto Bekasi's accuracy gone way back up to 99.8 now. Hiraz and Pixie both keeping up with Onto Bekasi and Adiza right now. But Rei, a little bit better than everyone else in the lobby right now. Sim0 still with that one miss. It's definitely hurting Italy's score. And it is a very, very short map. We're already at the end here. Unless there's a really big miss soon from Indonesia, it's not looking like there's going to be much of a way back in it.
Honestly, you're right with that. There's not really that much time anymore, and it's not as dense as the previous parts. So Indonesia essentially steals it Unfortunate miss from Simo. Imagine if that didn't happen. Maybe a different outcome would have been the result.
Yeah.
But those 200 counts essentially sealed the deal already for Indonesia because Indonesia has a total that's lower than Simo's 200 count alone.
Definitely. But you can see even in this map, like Pixie and Kiraz, their scores are both better than Ontopakasi's. Right? They're both getting scores that are basically matching the other two players of Indonesia. It's just Rei, once again, is being so good at every single map. That's really where all the advantage is coming from Indonesia, and they're just winning all of these picks. 3-0 now, and Indonesia get their own pick.
But like, let me just say this. It's not even that big of a difference. Italy has been performing well. You just really need to solidify as a team.
Yeah, we'll see what Indonesia decide to go for, because, I mean, really, the Rice and the LN, both of those kind of maps that we've seen have been quite similar overall. We've seen Italy really keep up with the accuracy, but just fall short a little bit with their third player, and now it's going to be Q-Shell. We're going to see a hybrid here for the first time on stream, actually. We haven't seen a hybrid yet.
Oh, I just realized that right now. This is the first time we're seeing hybrid on stream.
Yeah, all of the teams so far have been opting to just pick the normal Rice maps, the normal LN maps. But now here we go. First hybrid we're seeing. Team Indonesia.
Gotta say, OD8 for a hybrid, alright, that's gonna be a challenge in accuracy. But considering the caliber of the players and the scores that we've seen so far, I will not be surprised to see low counts all across the board.
Yeah, definitely been really close between all of these players. We'll see if it keeps up with these hybrids. Both teams, again, did quite well on the hybrids during the qualifier stage.
We'll see.
And this one's actually has some fairly technical elements to it as well. So definitely one that you can, potentially find a bit of a miss, a bit of a mistake in as well.
Alright.
I don't know about you, but some of those like LN chords in the middle section, missing those. I do that all the time.
Yeah, double tapping on an LN, at least for me, is like heartbreaking whenever it happens. Oh man, those mini jacks to start off, that's really painful. Adiza will be the first to break. I think that's the first miss we see in Indonesia's side.
Yeah, this is the first time we've seen Indonesia miss. It's very, very early in the map, so it's not going to be a massive lead for Italy, but it's definitely going to be a lead they need to take right now.
Sure, but Kiraz's act, I just noticed right now, is actually lower than Adiza's. And I don't think that's a good sign. Indonesia will have to miss one more time if Italy would want to hope that they have some breathing room, but this is literally no breathing room whatsoever.
Yeah, we can see Indonesia slowly starting to take it back, but if Kiraz can manage to bring the accuracy up, he is bringing the accuracy up, 99.6 just about. But
I saw a 200 in the break section. I just saw a 200 in the break section, that's not nice. But Pixie has the best act in the whole lobby right now, and that's super important.
Yeah, beating Rei actually is crazy impressive right now. And that's just keeping Italy alive in it. It's flickering back and forth, but it's looking like it's slowly starting to go over to Indonesia.
Okay, it is going to Indonesia, but this is the closest difference we've seen so far in all of the matches that we've had. And what a way to do it.
Absolutely, there's still a third of the map left. If Kiraz manages to bring the accuracy up, maybe Sim0 as well, there could be a chance. It's still only like a couple thousand point lead at the current moment. Any kind of mistake from Indonesia can definitely switch it back.
If Adiza had that miss later on instead of the early part, then this would have probably been Italy's lead still. But that's not the case right now, as these two teams have been really consistent. Unfortunately, Stimo drops some more act, which essentially gives the lead to Indonesia more. Can any chokes happen here? None so far, which will give Indonesia the 4-0 advantage.
Oh, that's so close to the end. Just 6,000 points of difference at the end there.
Wow, Pixie with the V1SS. Oh, Adiza with the V1SS as well, without that one miss.
All of these like 200 counts are so good. We get the triple FC from Italy as well. And I mean, we've just got such high level play across the board from all players. But in the end, just barely, Indonesia managing to take it. So 4-0 now. And Italy up against the wall. They're going to need to win, 5 maps in a row to be able to come back. The full reverse sweep. But it's going to be a tough battle.
I was thinking, maybe Italy could pick Swipe Blue, the other hybrid.
They could. I think Swipe Blue. At this point, honestly, given how all the maps we've seen so far, there hasn't been any map that I've seen and think that, Italy is, like, bad at this, or definitely worse at this. So, it's hard to really say any of the maps are a terrible pick for Italy right now. But I would say that, if you're going to have to come back from a reverse sweep, yeah, Firestarter, you may as well pick something risky, right? At least you could win 1 point on a risky pick and start to build some momentum like that. So here we are seeing Firestarter. Both teams have been avoiding it so far.
I just realized something, but like, has Firestarter been a pick that's been shown in stream for like all of them?
Yes, every match on stream so far. It's been a popular pick. Gypsophila gonna be the one that's banned every match. Firestarter picked every match. I think that's kind of expected in a way, given how these two SV maps play out.
I am so interested to see which team practiced more. So looking at the qualifiers, Italy and Indonesia are just 4 seeds apart in SV. And yes, Indonesia does have the advantage if we refer to qualifier scores, but this is a chance for Italy to take.
Oh, it's like a 6,000 point difference between the two teams in stage 1. So really, I can't really say that Indonesia has an advantage here.
And we finally see a blue team on stream to get a point. Oh, actually, there is already a point for the blue team on a match that's happening simultaneously, and that would be Peru versus Argentina.
Yeah, Peru versus Argentina is 1-1 right now. After an unfortunate disconnect, I think, happened in the first map of that match.
That's true. But honestly, you have to move on from something like that. You gotta not let it get to your head. So we're just waiting for everyone to get ready, and here we go.
Okay, SV map, let's go. We're seeing Ray-Z in for Ray-Yi.
Well, that's an interesting swap. I think that's the first time they're on stream as well. Oh, that's a rocky start from Raze, and actually kind of on Topikasi as well. In fact, they're not able to increase that act.
Yeah, the first pattern can be a little bit tricky sometimes. Very easy to get a 200, especially in very tense situations. But oh my god, that's a really bad one.
That was a huge one.
Really big one early on in the map, but. This is not a map that you expect misses to come on. That's the issue here. So SimZero really going to be looking to try and build up the act. Fortunately, it was in the first like 150 combo-ish, So it's not going to be as bad as a miss in the middle of the map, but it's still going to be pretty huge. Italy is really going to need to start building up the accuracies. Kiraz dropping down below 99% as well, struggling with the accuracy, even with the full combo there. It's going to be Indonesia with a lead so far, at least. Retro EX and Pixie both... Actually, Retro EX, as I say that, gets a couple 200s there. So Pixie now, actually, with the strongest score in the lobby right now.
Right now, this lead by Indonesia is just increasing. It's just an unfortunate miss by Stimo, and I'm just observing. Ghost tapping seems to be something that these players are doing, and oh, Kiraz with a miss.
Kiraz with a miss. Retro EX almost with a miss. Almost backfiring with the ghost tapping there. But there's some accuracy drops across the board from Indonesia here. I feel like the accuracy from Italy shouldn't be too far behind, but the misses are really what's undoing Italy right now.
Well, it is a 3-minute SV map, so you could still hope for some chokes here and there, but it has to happen now. We're at the final quarter of the map. If you want a mistake to happen on the opponent team, it has to happen now, as I said a while ago. But it doesn't look like that's gonna happen.
It's looked like they've been close to a couple misses so far. Oh, Sim0 getting another miss. Yeah, I mean, with that one, that's the third miss now from Italy. It doesn't really feel like there's any way they can come back. The lead is going to start growing even more. Accuracy's still pretty close, honestly, between the two teams. Actually, I feel like Italy might be almost in the lead. No, it's pretty much tied in accuracy.
I think they would have been in the lead if it weren't for those misses.
Yeah, I think with no misses, Italy would have probably taken this, but unfortunately the misses did happen. And we're at the very end of the map now. It is going to be Indonesia picking up the point. 30,000 points here. And the accuracies, I mean, yeah, the accuracies from Italy do look better.
Yeah, that was
without
so
those misses.
unfortunate.
Just unfortunate there.
Though Pixie with the 990 securing that in the map. I think they just 990 in every map that they showed, and that's really an impressive showing. And honestly, Italy should not be ashamed of this performance. They did great.
Italy was so close in so many of those maps. It's actually really impressive for a seed like around 20. Is Italy 24? I think it was. That's crazy
24.
good. I think, yeah, next week it's going to be Indonesia versus Thailand, which is going to be an absolute banger of a match. And Italy going down, they're going to be facing Sweden, and that's also going to be like a really interesting match, given how well both of those teams played. So they are going to get one more chance, but well done. Congratulations to Indonesia right now.